This is a welcome. This is a little question and answer for Peter's new release that's coming up at the end of May, May the 23rd, I think.
Well, yeah, bank holiday
Bank
weekend.
holiday
So there's a lot
weekend.
happening that weekend, so it's a good time to
So
launch
it's a
it, I
good
think.
time to launch it. So my first thing question for Peter is, when writing your latest single, which band did you try and rip off and pass their ideas off as your own?
I wouldn't say rip off, but I think as artists we all look to our influences, and some elements of my songwriting certainly they shine through at times. Obviously, being a singer and that being my number one instrument, I would say vocally, um, that's what I look to initially. So certainly Jeff Buckley, Matt Bellamy from Muse, Queen, Freddie Mercury, greatest of all time.
Very nice.
There is little elements, certainly in Overthink, which is the new single. There's a little nods to Queen.
Yes, there
There's
is.
little nods to Muse, I would say, and there's certainly there's even a little nod to Tenacious D in there as well.
And nothing that we can be sued over, just to put that out there.
Nothing we can be sued over, so we're all clear in that respect.
That's really good. Now it's time for you to ask me a question. Go
Yes, Andy. So this is a burning question for you here. What is it like producing Peter's work?
Well, I think it is initially because Peter was the reason I started the record label, and he played me a track called Scarecrow, which was one of those tracks where you hear it and you just go, actually, that doesn't need a great deal doing to it. It was strong vocally, it was strong lyrically, it was a strong composition. So all it needed was like a gentle touch. Whereas Overthink is a little bit more overdrive. So it tested me. It's got a lot more rock elements in there. And I think even Breathe was like a development. There's been like a
Breathe
slow
is nearly like
development.
the in between.
Yeah, it was.
So you start with a gentle ballad, and then
We had the choral aspect that we brought into Breathe. And I think when the EP, we're also putting out an EP very soon of Peter's work. And I think as a body of work, you'll see how it's developed from that initial track to what Overthink is now. So yeah, that's where we are on that. Um, Oh, another one. Peter, what's it been like since joining Iago Records? And also, what's it like working with the genius producer, Andy Oliver? I didn't write these questions. They were handed to me just before we started this interview. But
well, what's it been like working with you? Well, there's been hair changes.
There's been hair changes, serious hair
substantial
changes.
hair changes here and there, different looks. But no, working with Andy has been a real joy. Honestly, it's I've learned so much from Andy. The wealth of knowledge that he brings, the things that he can do, he makes me think about things that I would have never thought of. He also makes the sounds that come up in my head uh, come to life. I don't play every instrument, so I need somebody to help me flesh out certain elements of that. And Andy has just been an absolute star. We obviously have a lot in common. We have shared experiences.
We do.
We've been through, so we have similar tales in many respects. And I think to share that with somebody as well as a musical gift is a very special bond that we have, and we hope to continue growing Iago and making it everything that I believe that certainly it can be.
And I think that's one of the questions that might like overlap is that like we have had shared experiences, mine a lot longer ago, and the reason me and Peter got together was nothing to do with music. You know, it was kind of drop all of the cards. It was kind of both being at times in our lives when we needed to chat about different stuff, and music became that common language that we shared. And I think it comes through in how we produce the work, because ultimately in a lot of my songs, in a lot of Peter's songs, there's an element of each of the struggles that we've gone through. and we both approach it from different angles. But ultimately, I think it makes it easier because you know where the headspace of the person you work with is in. So yeah, that's kind of
And I think as well, to add to that, certainly the headspace that the person we're working with is in, but also the offshoot of that is, there might be people out there that might hear what we do and hear some of the topics that are kind of in through our music, that might recognize that and might understand that that's a shared experience for a lot of people, that people aren't alone.
yep for
And
sure.
that's a very important part of what we do, I would say, Andy.
And I think moving on to the new song, which is Overthink. What was the inspiration behind the song?
It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's probably overthought out, but I remember one morning, actually, it wasn't long after I had a car accident, funnily enough. And yeah, that's as a relatively new driver, that was an experience that kind of, I feel like it rejarred and rewoke me a little bit. Um, but basically, what happened was I couldn't sleep. It was 6 in the morning, and I was like, sort of in a place in my life where I felt I always had to be doing something. I always had to be go, 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 and things had to constantly move. Um, and I had nearly a guilt about not doing anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so basically, 6 in the morning, can't sleep, and I'm sitting. You know, what what do I need to be at here? Oh, like wash the dishes, scroll the phone. It's easy to buy stuff on Amazon these days, right?
I think you
So
shared me like a link as well, didn't you? Very early on, it was like I think it was about 6 o'clock in the morning. Going, I've got this idea,
it
and
just
listed
flew
what
out.
the idea was,
It just
and
flew out. It was. I always believe that the best songs I write are the ones that just. Look, I'm all for sculpting something over months and years, but this flew out of me in 20 minutes flat, and it's actually not very different. The finished article is not
not different to what
not
you did.
it's not that lyrically it's nearly the same. The composition chordally is
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much the same. uh it's just fleshed out, and I always had it in my head as a kind of angsty kind of band
And it was
piece.
good because we both tried. I'm not an electric guitarist by any means, but we wanted that like grungy electric guitar that would punch through, and we tried it and it didn't work. And then Sean Malloy, who
Well, yeah,
has come along, one of Peter's friends.
one of my very best friends. Me and Sean have a very long history of playing music together. We were in a covers band called It's All Gone Pete Sean. We played in what was Halo, now the Tannery in Belfast, and owned by the good people that own the Boyd Arms, the Macaulays. And it was actually, whenever I started writing with Andy, Sean was one of the guys that I always really wanted to get involved in it, because he's such a talent.
He nailed it as well, didn't he? He
Uh,
kind of just came in and nailed it.
I
It's like
I
one take. A lot of electric. Now, I don't want to speak badly of electric guitarists as a whole, but electric guitarists have a tendency to want to hear the electric guitar more than anything. And I think the thing that Sean did in the track was he heard what needed to be played and he played what didn't need to be played. And I think when you hear the track, you'll realize just how good a talent he is to let it breathe in certain places and to really accentuate it like where it needed to, didn't he? It was pretty special actually, bro.
yeah, no, it's I mean, I think whenever you've known somebody that long, and um you know what each other does, there's a chemistry with Sean.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it comes across really well. The riff, the chorus riff is just fantastic. So I couldn't be more grateful to Sean for getting involved.
And I've listened to it about 1,000 times during the mix process, and I'm still not sick of it yet, which is a good sign because when you're mixing and mixing, you're kind of listening and listening, and he kind of just nailed it, didn't he? He just kind of got it straight off, which was
effortless. And we have another one in the works as well with
we
Sean,
do.
which is a song that we wrote together back in 2011, and that's going to be on the EP as well. So we've got the building blocks of it sorted out. Um,
And it fits with everything else you've done.
a good friend of mine, actually, a friend of mine, John, that done the cover art for
Yeah,
Overthink,
yeah, yeah.
commented uh, to me. I let him hear.
Oh,
He
the
knew
demo.
the song "You'll Be Fine" from 2011,
Yeah, yeah,
but he made a comment to me where he said, basically, Peter, that sounds like you're singing that back to your younger self.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It does.
Uh, and
It's
I, and certainly the composition and the music's, mainly that's
I
pretty
think
much
because
Sean
in
there, uh beautiful, beautiful guitar piece. And then we used your rubberneck guitar,
my rubber, yeah, my rubber bridge
and
guitar
took it
is,
in a different direction. That one will be coming soon. um
and it rounds off because Scarecrow is like, if you know Peter struggle, if you don't, we talk about it a lot on the website, and when we're playing live, we talk about what Peter went through, what I've been through. But Scarecrow was like all of those things, all of those regrets, all of those fears that you have. Breathe was almost like a hopeful song of change. Overthink is like when you're caught in that mire of like almost like regret, and
it's a journey,
it's
and
a
I think
journey.
certainly, recovery is a journey.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah,
even though, things are moving in the right direction, it's not a straight up.
no,
Right, and your mind can play tricks on you at times, and I think there's an element of that in Overthink. Uh, I would say, yeah, I would say there's a strong element of that
and
in
I
Overthink,
listened.
because we're all overthinkers.
Yeah, yeah,
We're
without a doubt.
all overthinkers, and I think everybody can relate to the notion of being caught. Uh, in For me, it came from a conversation I was having with some friends as well.
Yeah, yeah,
We were talking about, you ever feel like you're out socializing or anything like that, and you're in your own head and you're worried about what I'm saying, and am I being funny? Am I being witty tonight? Am I being this, that, or the other? Am I
yeah,
the life of the party? Am I being seen as being boring? Like, I'm literally overthinking this answer right now.
yeah, yeah.
I think it's something, though, that while it feels very insular and isolated to yourself, it's something that everybody experiences on some level.
I think they do, and I think the difference between like anybody who's got an addiction or a struggle, that is magnified. So a lot of people can like shake it off. Everybody does. Everybody goes through that kind of, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that moment, or I wish I hadn't have said that. But when you have replaced a lot of your your insecurities with alcohol, that goes away, and you tend not to think about it so much. And I think that's when you take that out of the equation, you're left with those hours of thinking, oh God, what did I say that for? Or maybe I should have done that, and maybe I should have. And I think that's what overthink hits, but in a really kind of upbeat and positive way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think it documents kind of that kind of battle and that racing thoughts in your head.
Yeah, yeah,
But it also is punctuated with the notion that these thoughts pass and it is temporary.
yeah,
It's one of the lyrics.
exactly.
Like, so, it has there is an uplifting element to it as well. And I always try to put a wee positive spin in every song.
Yeah,
Like, so no matter what it's dealing with, there's got to be kind of a wee positive uptick to it. There's a great band, kind of that emo 2000s band, like Jimmy Eat World,
yeah,
where they
yeah,
always had songs that, were quite moody and quite, but they always had a wee positive element. It's like, okay, this is happening, but here's this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, so I always try. That's a wee element you'll maybe notice in my songwriting as well. That there is always a wee
And you'll be
Okay.
fine. You'll be fine, although you won't hear that for a few months. I listened to it today just to get a rounded idea of how everything would sound together, and it really does kind of bookends from Scarecrow to
Yeah.
there's a journey,
Yeah. There's
and
a
that in
story.
itself is a like, that's a really good analogy from what JP said. It is JP, isn't it? Was it JP the photographer?
J.K.
JK.
John Kelly.
Damn it!
John Kelly,
But
photographer,
he
Peter Webber, and he's the man.
but yeah, he's right. There is a definite like sense of looking back and reviewing your life, and yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. You're in for a treat this summer. I'm telling you. Um, what else have I got?
Well,
What else
here,
have you got?
actually, these questions that were definitely not prepared by anybody.
Pre-prepared by anybody?
These are burning questions.
Yeah.
These are burning questions here. So, so why did you sign Peter Brogan?
Again, it came from the sense of Scarecrow and what it could be. I've been lucky enough to like be able to play music for as long as I have, and I'm signed to a label that gave me the ability to. I said to them, I've got this guy, and I really want to represent him myself, and they said yes. And I think the reason I signed you was because of the strength of your songwriting and the simplicity in a lot of ways, and also the complexity, if that makes sense. You know, there's like there's a real complexity to what you do, but you put it across in a really beautiful way. Scarecrow, I just think, is magical, and it was truly there was that song that made me think we've got to do something here. We've got to try and get this out to as many people as possible. And it's a learning curve because I've never owned a record label before, but we are very much a community and we're trying to grow together. And I hope that comes through that you hear that like we're not going outside of our comfort zone. I'm not going to sign a 7-piece heavy metal rock band because that's not where I come from.
Oh,
Sorry for any 7-piece heavy metal rock bands that might be out there thinking they could get signed. But you write in a style that I love. The stories to what you write, there is meaning and there's depth, and I definitely think there's that shared shared backstory away from the music that really inspired me to want to really do something that would benefit all of us. And also, really, I think Ballycastle is buzzing at the minute.
mhm.
There's a real buzz about the town, and I think we could really help that community grow. And so that's the reason why I decided to set up Iago Records. Yeah,
So there's a real burning one here, Andy.
go on. Yeah.
How do you put up with his diva-like antics?
It's diva like antics, yeah. There's several things. The demand for caviar and chunky Kit Kats, which
I
it
mean, it's a vice.
has to be at every recording session.
Absolutely.
Um, he only eats the red Skittles.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that
They're the best Skittles. And he has a particular way of sitting so that he can film me secretly and put it online without my knowledge.
You need collateral.
So I think it's like yeah, it's a slow process, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I've got just to end off the proceedings. I've got a general knowledge.
Uh-oh.
So these are fast questions. It'll tell us a lot about each other. Number one favorite film.
You know, really, so many people like have like a real quick answer to that. Ah, so this is if this is quick fire, I'm feeling it. Favorite film.
Favorite
That's a good
film.
question.
If he doesn't say The Godfather, we'll be cancelling the record deal.
not.
But we're seeing.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
go for it.
just
Go for it.
Rocky 3.
Rocky 3, controversial. Mine is obviously The Godfather, Part 2 specifically. Um, Ballycastle or Belfast?
Oh, here.
It has to be Ballycastle.
Of course, yes, of course, it is Ballycastle. Look, as much as I love Belfast, and I have a lot of love for Belfast and a lot of friends, and Belfast's a great city,
It is a
absolutely
great
wonderful.
city.
But I spent much of my kind of late teens, early 20s, sort of reeling against thinking that I need to get away.
Yeah.
But it's funny how life takes you back, and when you come, whenever I came back, I realized how lucky I am to actually be here.
It's an amazing place, isn't it? And I think it goes back to what we're trying to do because it seems like anywhere music seems to happen in the big cities, and it's the same in the UK. It's the same in France. It's pretty much the same wherever you go. The in order to make it, you have to go to the places where musicians hang out. And I have a feeling that this year we can make Ballycastle the alternative to Belfast, and we're working hard behind the scenes to do that. So yeah, that's two. Well, three favorite takeaway.
Product placement.
There's a product placement and also tips for where I can get my tea tonight.
Do you know the pizza at the seafront is
Pizza at the
pretty elite?
seafront.
That's Pizza Haven, isn't it?
It is.
Pizza Haven. I mean, there's so many good takeaways. You know, one day it could be that, one day it could be Kearney's, one day it could be Morton's, one day it could be. Look, they're all good.
Any takeaway in the
You
town
can.
that wants to
There is
sponsor
a
us?
very high level of takeaway in Ballycastle.
We will do these. We will do these question and answers monthly, and if you want your takeaway mentioned at this particular stage, do get in touch. We are horse, and we will literally take any takeaway that gives us money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or takeaway.
I like um I like the Canton House.
Council House. Yes, yes.
It's a good one.
As I said, we're very blessed with takeaways. So.
No, so number four, Peter, are you single at the moment? And if so, how can people get in touch? If they would like to date you.
Is this a dating program? Is this a dating?
This is again. I'm just reading the questions. I have no part in compiling
Look,
the list.
you have no part in this, no.
No. I think he's single at the moment.
I have no ties.
Yeah, he has no ties. So if you find this very handsome man to the right of me, in any way attractive,
Oh God.
please do get in touch. This has all been about the music, but it's
About
also
music. It's about music.
it's also about Peter needing a good lady in his life to enjoy the music with. And we will be previewing the single, and I think Peter's already previewed it last night. It's getting really good feedback. I'm going to be previewing it on all the channels tonight, as well as this very informative question and answer that has nothing to do with getting Peter a date or us getting sponsorship from a takeaway in town. It is about seeing inside the mind, the creative genius that is Peter Brogan and Andy Oliver. But thank you very much for joining in. And do stay tuned because May happens to be great. You can catch Peter live and myself live over on Rathland Sound, which is a festival that takes part at the end of May in conjunction with the Leah Festival on the Ballycastle side. But believe me, get on a boat, chug across to Rathlin Island because the venue is spectacular. It's called St. Thomas's Church. It overlooks the bay over here, and it's just a magical place to come and listen to music.
Beautiful place.
It's free, other than your ferry ride. There is music on the ferry, and Indy the dog may make an appearance.
Yeah.
We're not entirely sure yet, but yeah, we will put all the information on how to book ferry tickets on our page. And I'd just like to say, Peter, thank you very much for joining me this evening for and indulging in my question and answers.
Well, thank you very much. Can I just say as well? Just
Yeah,
Before
go
we
for
go,
it.
so a couple other things.
Yeah.
This Thursday, Natalie Haskins, with in conjunction with the Lear Lear Sessions, is hosting her songwriter showcase where she's got people coming down. She's got that booked for people to play. I'll be playing at that.
Is that in Boyd's?
It's in the Boyd on Thursday night from I think it's 8 o'clock. I think the music starts,
Fantastic.
and if you're up early on a Sunday morning and you want to cheer on, so I'm a runner,
Ah,
and I run with Ballycastle Runners, and on Sunday they have their Marconi 5 mile race. So anybody in the community that wants to get out and support the runners, you'll also get the chance to hear me play a little set from 9:30 a.m. at the tennis courts. I'm going to be making a lot of noise, waking up the seafront, hopefully. Uh, well,
and there is also talk that he is going to run the 5 miles whilst playing his entire set, and now that is just a rumor at this stage.
it's a widely
But
exaggerated rumor.
do come down and join us at the beach while we witness probably history being made. The first singer songwriter to run a 5K race with a guitar and an amp on his back. Um,
Maybe we'll just stick to the music.
just think, yeah, be sticking to the music, but do come down. It's going to be a great weekend. There is music all over the town this week.
Yeah, there's tons of it.
A big shout out to Connor, who has programmed this weekend. There's lots of trad stuff going on. There is music in pretty much every bar. There is the great Francis Black on in the Marine, which is a paid gig, and then there is stuff going on in Yarn. It's really going to be a great weekend to come down to Ballycastle and enjoy live music. So, thank you for tuning in to our little question and answer, and look out for Peter's new release, which is coming soon. Thank you and good night.